Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel, your number one visa orientation and information channel. Today we are going to talk about one category of visa that is very popular and common, and that is student or study visa. Listen, you see, if your intention of traveling is to go and look for job, is to stay permanent and get permanent residence permit, please consider this category of visa, study visa. When you apply here, what they will give you here is study visa. It is at the point of entry that they will give you study permit. Don't confuse both of them. Study visa and study permit are not the same. What the embassy in your country will give you is study visa. Then at the point of entry, that is when you get your study permit. And the study permit comes with work permit. As a student, you have some hours to work, and you have full hours to work during vacation and holidays. So some of the features of study visa is one, it gives you peace. When the visa most times is based or is tied to the duration of your program. So if your program is for 2 years, you are likely to get a 2 years visa. If your program is for 4 years, you are likely to get a 4 years visa. So the duration of the visa is tied to the time of your program, and that will give you peace. So you won't be under the pressure of changing status. So if your program is for 4 years, for 4 years straight up, you have papers in that place you are. And another important feature of this visa is what we call post-studies work permit. In most countries, when after your studies, you are given some time. You're given some time. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years. It is called post-study work permit. In that period, you are supposed to look for a job to settle down. And if you get a job, you can now apply for a work permit that can lead you towards getting your permanent residence or resident permit. So it's a very nice visa that gives you time and gives you peace. And another feature of this study visa is that there are provision for dependents. In most countries, it comes with the provision for dependent, where you can go with your family, you can go with your children, though it may not be at once, but you may go first, then later you can apply for your husband, for your wife, for your kids to join you there. And if your wife or your husband is joining you, he or she is joining you with open work permit. So you'll be studying, which is the principal applicant, and your dependent, which is your husband or your wife, as the case may be, may have full time to work. So you can see, you as a student, you'll be working based on hours, but your dependent now, your spouse, will be working full time. So at the end of the day, you can use your income, your salary, to foot whatever bills that you have to pay. So it's a very nice visa. So what do you need for this visa? Make sure that you have your certificates ready. It's either you are going for undergraduate or you are going for postgraduate. You can also even go for a diploma, but make sure that, like in Canada now, make sure that your program is at least minimum of 2 years, because that 2 years will qualify you to get that post-studies work permit. If you do any program that is below 2 years, it may affect your chances of getting this post-studies work permit at the end of your studies. That is number one. And make sure that your school you are applying for is a DL approved school. Make sure that it's a DL approved institute, because if it is not a DL approved institute, it will be difficult for you to stay after your studies. So after your studies, you may leave if your school is not a DL accredited institute. This is one thing that people don't know. So it is not every school that has the accreditation to process your post-studies work permit. There are some schools that you get admitted into. At the end of the day, you find it difficult to get your work permit. So make sure, that's why you need to confirm and make sure that the school can process your post-studies work permit at the end of your study. Okay, thank you very much. We are going to stop here today. In our next video, I will tell you the requirements, the step-by-step requirements of getting this study visa. I will tell you what you need, how to confirm the school, and how to arrange your documents and every other thing you need, the entire requirements for this. And we also give you the idea of the schools, of the programs, the cost of the programs and the different schools that you can apply. Thank you very much for today. Please make sure that you follow up on our social media handles on this our channel. Like, subscribe and share. Thank you for today, and see you